Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where and when you are listening to this. This is Coffee with Kevin. And I am Kevin. I'm Kevin Martin, a mindset coach with positive effects, coaching and hypnosis. And more importantly, this is my coffee. And I've got a new coffee mug today. I'll show you. I am big on reading. This is kind of a library, bookstore, whatever you want to call it, broken into the wall, and you can see the inside. Mm, This coffee is delicious today. I have to tell you, it's my third cup. I'm confessing, it's my third cup. And again, on the news, there was some more things about coffee and caffeine this week, like there is often. This time saying, it's not good for children and teens, which we always knew. Um, but every year or so, we have new studies coming out. Some say, oh, caffeine is great for you. Matter of fact, there was one a few years ago that said people who drink 20 cups of coffee a day, it's not harming them. I don't know about 20 cups of coffee a day. I don't know about 4 cups of coffee in the morning. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I used to drink 6 to 8 cups of coffee a day. I no longer drink hardly any caffeine at night. If I have coffee, it is a decaf, just for the fact I'm having a warm drink, and it's something that tastes like coffee. And I know even decaf can keep you awake. There's a little bit of caffeine in there, and there's that trick to your mind that says, "Oh, you're drinking coffee at night." It doesn't really realize, it doesn't care caffeine or not. That's just the way our mind works. It's great. All right. Well, it is, again, I mentioned this last week, and we talked all about gratitude. And we're going to talk about gratitude all month long because it is the National Gratitude Month. So it is 11/12. In 11/12, yesterday was Veterans Day, and I learned something about Armistice Day, which was the prequel to Veterans Day. It's actually at the end of World War One, and Armistice was signed in or created on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. That is phenomenal. I had heard that before, but it never sunk in. My wife calls those numbers that are all the same numbers as angel time. 11, 11, 11. 11, 11 would have been angel time, but 11, 11, 11 must be super angel time or archangel time. How's that? So yeah, it is. Armistice Day was and a nice learning for me. To all the veterans out there that get to listen to this at any time, I want to say Happy Veterans Day. I wish you the best, and I thank you. Even more importantly, I thank you for your service. I thank you for your service. My dad was a World War II veteran. Got in really early. Got in, kind of illegally early. Lied about his age, and his father supported him. And he was out in the Pacific. And he was the only veteran in my family, or in my immediate family. My brother and sister did not go into service, nor did I. I was trying to remember back why, because I had a couple of really good friends that after high school, they joined the service. I think it was because I was intending to go to college, and I had free college, and I didn't need to go to the service to get my college paid for. My mom worked at the college. That's a different story for a different day, but it actually, it is actually something for me to be grateful for, that I actually had those opportunities early on. And when you're talking about gratitude, you want to have that, be grateful for even a little stuff that you might not be aware of. Okay. I want to, like usual, we got a couple of quotes today. And the first one is, gratitude turns what we have into enough. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. Okay, this is really, really about, abundance, because we're often going through and say, oh, going through life and say, I don't have enough. I don't have what I need. I'm not going to be able to do this or do that. I can't afford to do this. I can't afford to do that. Gratitude for what we already have instead of what we want or what we think we need. Gratitude for what we already have is enough. And it gets us thinking in that positive way, and it gets that scarcity. It gives us an abundance mindset. An abundance mindset. I love that word. I love that idea. Because when you think of abundance, you can think of abundance with money, but you can think of abundance in all sorts of other ways. I've got an abundance of love in my life. I've got an abundance of friends in my life. And I've got an abundance of support in my life. I got an abundance of resources that I can turn to in my life. Abundance is such a great idea. It truly, truly is. And then it gets rid of the scarcity, which is, I think, what most of us are living in, with that scarcity mindset, and be included. I've been there, and I still drop into that mindset every once in a while. And scarcity means, okay, well, I don't have enough. I don't have enough. I need more. Whether it's money, whether it's friends, whether it's support. It doesn't matter, but that scarcity mindset says there's not enough out there for me. I need more. And sometimes that scarcity mindset really does control your thoughts of abundance because, well, it always does. But when you have a scarcity mindset, you're thinking, you're believing, not only do you have scarcity in life, but scarcity's out there everywhere. So you don't have that chance to get what you want. It creates that limited belief. The word scarcity is something I don't like at all, because it's a feeling that we have, whether it's true or not. That feeling is very powerful and dangerous to us. All right. Just another quote here. When you are grateful, fear disappears and abundance appears. So we're just talking about that. And I'm a big fan of Tony Robbins. A lot of you know I've walked on fire. I've gone through all his trainings early on. And it changed my life and helped change the lives of my family as well. When you're grateful, and it's National Gratitude Month, fear disappears and abundance appears. Because you're thinking about what you have. And you're being thankful and grateful for what you have, which means it's a powerful, positive emotion that pushes out all the negative emotions and the negative thoughts. Abundance appears. If you think about all the little things you can be grateful for, all the little things that happen to you on a daily basis that don't destroy you, that actually kind of build you up in one way or another, or preserve what you're trying to do in one way or another. When you think about them all, you think, wow, this is really good. And it keeps you from thinking about scarcity, and it actually gets you to think, wow, I've got a lot here. When you actually sit down and think about it, you say, wow, I've got a lot here. It's just wonderful. It's just a great way. It's a great way to live. Okay. Now, I talked about this a little last week, and I want to include part of this live stream as a little bit of a course, a little bit of a training. And it's training on keys to a happy life. Because the other day, I work with people. I work with people who have all these obstacles in front of them that keep them from feeling good, keep them from being happy. And I get the obstacles out there. But, if I were to actually not work with them, but actually teach them how to have a happy life, I was thinking, what are the important things? What do they do? Guess what the first one is? You'll never guess. Of course you guessed. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Okay. Hopefully, you can still hear me. Hopefully, you can still hear me. There's 3 keys to a happy life. The first one is cultivate gratitude. We've been talking about that last week, this week, and it's a perfect month to talk about cultivating gratitude. The second one is building meaningful connections. I've been talking about this all of my career. Even before I started doing what I'm doing, I actually help people with personal development because I was on a wonderful journey and had so many mentors like the Napoleon Hills and the Zig Ziglars and Earl Nightingales and Brian Tracy's, who I'm listening to all over again. I was helping people. And one of the things I say, and this is a Warren axiom, is we don't live on an island. You know, if we were meant to live alone, we'd all have several acres of yard or area between us. But we know for a fact that being alone, growing up alone, is very detrimental. We know that's a fact. So we need to have others in our life. So building meaningful connections is the second one. And embracing personal growth. I've always said my favorite quote from Tony Robbins is, we're like plant. If we start growing, we start dying. We die inside, not necessarily die, physically. But if we stop growing, we start dying. So I am big on personal growth, and we'll talk about that more. Today, we're going to focus on just the first one. I've got the sunset in there because every time I experience a beautiful nature scene like this, it brings about gratitude. You know, I'm so grateful to be able to experience this, so grateful to be here, so grateful for what I have in life. So I love this sunset picture. And the very first step is to cultivate gratitude. The very first step here is to cultivate gratitude. Okay. I'm just flicking around and looking for chats. That's all. So, cultivate gratitude. Happiness begins with appreciating what we already have. That's gratitude. We have to look at what we already have. And granted, I know so many people, I've had them as clients, that have a hard time thinking of anything in their life that they have gratitude for, anything that has happened to them in their life that they have gratitude for. But they're there. When we have a life that's filled with emotional pain, it's filled with fear, it's filled with loneliness and abandonment, and it's been that way through most of our lives, it's hard to pick out those things and find those things. But I'll tell you, each and every one of us have had great and good things in our lives. It just takes some perspective, and it takes some searching sometimes to find it. So it begins with appreciating what we already have. Gratitude is a powerful mindset that shifts our focus from what's missing, because those people, and a lot of us, look at what's missing in our lives. So it shifts our focus from what's missing to what's present. Yes. Hey, good morning. How are you today, Brenda? And I got to see the names, by the way. We got that problem fixed. When we intentionally notice the positives, no matter how small, when we intentionally notice, when we actually sit to ourselves and say, what are the positives in my life? No matter how small, we experience more joy and peace. And it is absolutely true. Try starting each day writing down 3 things you're grateful for. This simple habit can reshape your outlook and increase your overall happiness. Oh, thank you. This says starting out each day, and that is an advantage that actually sets your day for what it is. But I will tell you, if you end each day with three good things, thinking of three good things that happened to you, even better, because it's at that point where you're near bedtime, you're going to sleep, and you're gonna have those things on your mind, and your subconscious mind is gonna go to work on those and find more and expand those that are already there. So your choice. You can do it in the morning, or you can do it in the evening, or you could do both. You could do both. Granted, there's going to be more than six things in our day that we should be able to be grateful for. I'm grateful for the fact that I woke up and I was able to have a great cup of coffee. I'm grateful for the fact that I'm sitting here near, talking to you, that I have this venue, that I have this ability to share wisdom and to possibly help others. I'm really grateful for that. So morning hasn't even started. We got a new lamp last night. It's a really cool lamp. It's a floor lamp that has different LEDs in there, and you can control the colors. You can go from white, a solid white, to all the different solid colors, and then you can mix and integrate them. And there's a remote control, and there's an app. Oh yeah, I'm a techie. I love apps, and you can do all sorts of combinations. It's just wild. I'm grateful that I discovered this. I'm grateful that when I went and bought it, there was a $10 off coupon. I'm grateful for a lot of things. It's easy to find those things in your life you're grateful for. Find them and be grateful. I'm going to stop sharing now. Hey, I'm back. I'm back to full screen almost. Remember, when you're grateful, fear disappears and abundance appears. Fear disappears and abundance appears. Very often, we're worried about fear, or fear causes us to worry. And we go through life with fear. And that's not a way to live. That's not a way to live at all. We want to go through life feeling good, with confidence. Feeling good doesn't mean we can't be cautious. It doesn't mean we can't watch out for our safety in any type of situation, whether it's physical safety, emotional safety. You can do that without fear. Fear is not necessary for you to identify where it's not safe. However, if you allow fear in there often, you don't have the confidence, you don't have the happiness, you don't have anything. Okay. I'm going to end this with saying how grateful I am to have this venue, to have you here. A lot of you might be listening to this afterwards, and I'm grateful that you can. All right, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great week. Oh, no. You already know what I'm going to say. It's in your control. You can make the choice to make it a good day. No matter what's happening, you have your choice in how you react to things that are happening. So you have the choice to make it a great day, make it a fantastic week. And I hope you make that choice. Take care. Bye.